Welcome back to episode 317 of the Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
We use podcasts to talk about God, guns, and the responsible Christian gun owners' interest. On this week's show, we'll be talking about often misquoted Bible verses, like Matthew 7, 1 through 6. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Well, I think our sponsors, bandwidth sponsor is Primary Arms. Primary Arms seeks to provide the best shopping experience with everything firearms related. With over 13,000 products, over 400 top brands, Primary Arms carries a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearms parts, shooting gear, apparel, and more. Every order comes with a commitment to superior service, backed by fast shipping and expert support team. Serving freedom since 2008. Find out more about Firearms Radio. Find out more about Primary Arms at frn.deals/PA. Also want to thank Firearms Radio Network. If you guys have not, and gals, have not checked out other radio shows over here on the Firearms Radio Network, please do and give them a listen. And we appreciate their support putting those shows out there for us. And not last but not least is Patriot Patch Company. Jake and the guys and gals over there at Patriot Patch. There you go. Got all kinds of patches and stickers, and they make the patches for us and stickers that look like this, and we've got all kinds of signage and stuff, and I've got it scattered everywhere. I need to get up here, but they've got cool Patch of the Month Club. Check that out. They have a really funny and innovative designs and layouts, t-shirts, all kinds of different things that you can wear or carry or drink out of or all whatever. They've got all that stuff. Check them out over there at Patriot Patch.co. Man, I've got my tongue behind my ears or something tonight. I can't speak correctly. Woo!
I have those moments myself.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you, the older I get, the more weird things happen to me. All right, so this week's Got Good Activities. Doug, what have you been up to?
Let's see. On the God side, I've been doing my Sportsman's Day devotional, the hospital devotional, and I actually started another devotional that I've been doing. Wendy got it for me the other day, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of it, but it's actually pretty good. It's a daily one, and so I've been doing that in the mornings because I seem to be up early a lot lately. So have time to do that. So knocked out another one. The gun side, I haven't got to do a whole lot this week, but I am going. My friend Rick is coming down from Tennessee this weekend, going to spend a couple days with us, and we're going to go. Had a buddy of mine actually call me today, sending me pictures of his trail camera. He's got about 20 pigs that are coming in and destroying. Everybody's starting to bait for deer right now. So these pigs are coming in and destroying the corn piles that they're setting up. And so we're going to go out and see if we can't eliminate a few of those.
There you go.
Yeah. We're also going to make some summer sausage while he's down here, and we'll solicit his help making it. So that should be good too. I ordered some stuff off LEM's website, and should be good. I got that, and I got some more seasonings coming in, but it'll be fun. Let's see what else. Man, me and Wendy seem like we're constantly looking at homes right now. We're actually in the process of buying a new house, and we're going to be moving and selling the place we're on now. But man, I keep getting outbid, Troy. I don't get it. You know, I guess it's a seller's market right now. I don't know how it is around the rest of the country.
Hot market.
It is a hot market. I know in Georgia it's horrific. you go in, they're asking X amount of dollars, and you offer them X amount of dollars, and they won't take it. They just hold on and wait because somebody's going to outbid you. And so this last house outside, we really liked it, wanted it. So I gave them $6,000, offered them $6,000, paid closing over what they were asking, and I still lost. So maybe we'll get a house, maybe we won't.
Well, during inflationary periods, people move out of cash and out of money markets and things like that, move into tangible goods, move into gold, silver, land, things that will have intrinsic value and you'll be able to use. So if they see that their dollars are dwindling away, they'll stick it into something that'll hold its value. You don't buy trucks and cars, you buy land or buy silver or gold, something that'll be around after this inflationary period hopefully will end and we don't go into hyperinflation like the Weimar Republic or things like that. Just if you study history, you see these trends coming. This one's been coming since 2001. Well, right. Longer than that, but they've been printing more money and spending more money than they've been taking in for the last 28 years, 30 years, something like that. So that's what happens. It's called inflation, and every time they print money, they're stealing a little bit more of what you already own and what you already have as far as cash. So that makes your property go up in the dollar numbers, not necessarily that that's a true value because we're dealing with monopoly money now. That's not backed by anything but the full faith and credit of the American people. But I'll get off that stump and get back over here on the other stuff.
So let's see. Been trying to do that. Going to look at another one tomorrow. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see. So, hey, also, some of you guys remember when we had Craig Sawman Sawyer on the show with us, and he posted the other day. I guess it's not a secret because he posted it, but he's been down on the border, helping patrol and do different things, and he actually got COVID from some of the migrants coming across, and he's in the hospital. As far as I know, he's doing okay. And I told him we'd be praying for him and thinking about him. I just messaged him a while ago just to check on him today to see if he was doing all right. But keep him in your prayers, man, and we hope he has a fast and speedy recovery and gets over it quickly.
Yeah, he just posted, I don't know, within the last hour or so, he's a lot better and looking forward to getting back out and doing it. Said that,
did he?
Yeah, he's sitting up in the bed and with a grin on his face. So he's looking forward to getting back at it and thinks he might be in a couple more days and then be out and going strong again.
Good deal. Well, that was it for me. What you been up to?
I've been up to a lot, but not anything I can talk about now.
Right.
We had family reunion on Sunday, so we didn't go to church because it always starts like before we ever get out of church down in Glasgow. So we went ahead and went to the family reunion, and since we're now the older people of me and my wife are the older people of the group, we're sort of expected to bring more food than we used to when we was young. But we cooked up like 5 dishes and stuff. Well, Krista did. I didn't really do anything but just go buy the stuff, then take it and set it out. She did a great job, put a lot of stuff together, worked real hard. So hard, in fact, that she got sick and wasn't able to go because she had a terrible headache and just wore herself out. So that was unfortunate, but she's she's not any better. She's got strep now, and so does Audrey. So.
Wow.
So they're quarantined off into their separate areas, and we go in there and slide food under the door and get text messages back and forth. We'll see how they do. Y'all pray for them that they'll recover quickly. Audrey is really suffering with it, so you guys.
Is she?
Yeah, eyes watering and coughing and sore throat. She just looks miserable, poor thing. And then Daphne's doing well after the car wreck. She's healing up well. She's working light duty. So it's just me and Gunner's the only ones that are really healthy at the moment.
You better knock on something.
I don't think there's any real wood in here. This is all that fake stuff. Let's see. But keep our family in your prayers. There's just a lot going on in different directions, and the devil's trying to disrupt us and take away our joy. And we just laugh at the devil and say, get behind thee, Satan. We're just going to keep on believing in Jesus. Let's see. So this week on the gun side, I didn't do much of anything on the gun side. I think I cleaned my carry pistol, and I got in some more magazines for the 6.5 Grendel, and I got in some more. I picked up some more rounds at the Academy for 6.5 Grendel. Some of the black. What was it?
Yep.
Black Grendel.
Hornady Black.
Yeah, got some of those. They didn't have but 2 boxes of the actual hunting load. They had a whole bunch of the match stuff, so I got the hunting. And what else happened? Let's see. I started working out again this week, trying to get back in better shape. I'd been hurt for a long time and just finally got fixed. The chiropractor finally got me straightened back out. I'm not in pain anymore. So I started doing just squats, just free squats. I wasn't putting any weight on. And my goal is to get to 200 a day. And so I did 30 the first day, and then I did 50 the third day. And then on the opposite days, I do push-ups. And I did 20 on the first day, 30 on the second day. And then today's the day I did squats again. So I've done this is my third day doing squats, and I did 60 squats today so far. And I'm doing 10 at a time in different sessions. And then I got the push-ups. Push-ups again tomorrow. So I've done 2 days of push-ups, and this is the third day with the legs. So I have been sore since Tuesday night. Going downstairs is when I feel it most. After you've been doing squats, your legs are like trembling and stuff. So when I get up to 200 squats a day and 200 push-ups a day, I'll start adding weight on, and I'll start using a bar. But I just got to get my core strength up. And then I've been doing some one-legged stands and stuff like that, sort of working on my core strength, sitting on one leg, balancing, switching the other leg, and doing the airplane and doing different, I don't know what you call it, sort of like yoga moves just to help stabilize your core and stuff. Because I noticed I was stumbling around a little bit over the weekend. I went to a Hamfest down in Tennessee, Hamquest they call it. It's the Middle Tennessee and Nashville Hamfest that they have down in Lebanon, Tennessee, and I ended up picking up the Yaesu FTM 3200, which is a mobile radio is a used one. Picked it up for $100. Was it $100? That's 125. I think I got it for 110. I can't remember. It was somewhere between 100 and 120. Which was a pretty good deal, I thought. Looks brand new. Looks like it never had been used. It does fusion, your digital modes, and then it's got 65 watts on 2 meter. And I've got that for the Excursion because I always had this HT in there with a little mag mount. And so now I got a powerful radio to put in there. And I picked up from one of the guys that went with us down there. He had an Arrow brand beam. It's a 2 meter 440 directional antenna, like a Yagi, but it's set up. It's a real cool setup. I really like it. And I've been using that all week to do International Space Station. I've hit the International Space Station 3 out of the last 4 nights. Got I transmit my digital signal up to it, and then it sends back. It got my thing, and it sends back a signal, and other people can send messages up there, and it bounces back to me. So I get a report of everybody else that hit while I was up there sending mine. And then people can send you messages, and you can send other people messages. You just have to put in their, reply to them or put in their call sign, and it will send it. But you only got 10 minutes. You got a 10-minute window from the time that thing hits the horizon that you can hit it with your antenna and your radio to the time it is over all the way on the other side of the horizon. So it's moving quick. You can see it, if there's not clouds, you can see it traveling across the sky, and you can get an app that shows you what direction to be looking for it and what direction it'll be going away from you. And so you can take your phone and turn, and you can line it up. It tells you what angle to go. It's fun stuff. I have enjoyed it. I also can use that for fox hunting, which is where you find people who are using radios that don't have a license. you can find them, because a lot of times what they'll do is they'll turn on their radio onto a tower or a repeater, and they'll tie it up. They'll just keep the thing turned on until it overheats or it kicks off, and so people can't use repeaters. And so what you do is you use these directional antennas, and you've got a meter on your radio, or I have a meter on my radio. Some people do or don't, but I've got a meter on my radio, and I can point, and when when the meter goes up, that's the direction that the radio is. You work with a few other guys, or you move around in a circle and find the points of where this radio is coming from, the strength of the signal, and you can find out where these people are, and then you can turn them over to the FCC, or you can go over there and say, "Hey, man, this ain't cool. You need to stop doing this, or we're going to turn you over to the FCC."
Nice.
So, because they're doing that, they've been doing it in Bowling Green, repeater down there. They've been doing it to the repeater over here in Columbia that I use a lot. And it's somebody with a Bofang, just being a butthole. This is what you're going to say. And just trying to disturb people and breaking up the communication. People can't use the repeaters, can't talk to each other. It ties up the signal. And so we've had to do some things at the club level to, help that. But those are useful for that. Plus today I just picked up a satellite transmission from the Russian satellite. It was going over, and it's
I saw that.
Yeah, it's a slow scan TV. SST is another amateur radio wave and signal. It comes across on 2 meters, or it can come across on other channels, but 2 meters is what was on today. And I was in my truck, I tuned to the frequency, and when it passed overhead, it started transmitting. And then I have a little app on my phone, and the app will take the transmission as it comes through, and it turns it into a picture. And so as it passed over, it transmitted a picture of some Russian person that was doing something. Let's see what we got here. I got that picture in my phone, but I posted it up on the website and the Facebook and stuff. So not the website, but taking all day to get there. I don't know if you guys get it, but that was the image that it downloaded, and it was a series of tones and frequencies and things like that. And the phone app took that tones and frequencies, turned it into a picture. And so, and you can send messages back up to some satellites. I don't know about this one, but you can send messages back up to them, small text messages, things like that. So it was pretty neat. The more I learn about it, the more I'm enjoying it, and all the different things you can do with it.
You're gonna have the FBI show back up at your house for Russian collusion.
I have not done anything. I just received what they were putting out. I didn't take no payment from them. I didn't take no kickbacks like Joe Biden. I didn't take nothing. Just free radio waves in the air. Huntsville Ham Fest in 3 weeks. So if you got ham guys going to be down there, let me know. We'll try to have a meet and greet kind of thing or something. We'll find somewhere to hang out and talk a little bit. So let me know if you're coming. You can message us at troy@guidegunspodcast.com and just put Ham Fest or put Huntsville or something like that on it, so I'll know what it's about.
I got a card in the mail the other day. Wendy asked me a while ago. She was going through the mail. She's like, "Are you going to go to this? It's in Huntsville." I was like, "Yeah." I said, "You see the date?" "Oh yeah, it's on my birthday." I'm like, "No."
Did you tell her Trump's going to be down the road?
No. No, because I'm actually leaving a couple of days later. I got to fly up to Chicago, and
you can fly to Huntsville right up there.
What? No.
You just fly to Huntsville right up there. All right, let's see. So that was pretty much my stuff. That's a whole lot of ham stuff this last week. I've been doing more of that than anything. That and taking care of family business. And
I tried to get on. I tried to get on with you the other night on that. I tried to check in.
The Mammoth Cave area.
Fusion.
Yeah. They haven't got that debugged yet. They're still working on it.
I tried. At least, I mean, he heard me coming through the reflector, but
the reflector
I couldn't talk to anybody else.
Yeah, it just wasn't connecting into the repeater for some reason. Hopefully they'll get that thing figured out sooner than later. I don't know, but it'd be all right. There's my concealed carry for the day is the Staccato C, and I have been wearing it most of the time. One day I was wearing some shorts and stuff, and I just threw in the OSP 101 Ruger 327 Magnum wheel gun. Carried it a couple days because it was just convenient to throw it in the shorts and go without putting a holster on.
Mm-hmm.
What are you carrying tonight?
Oh, I got the old usual suspect, Glock 19, student of the gun, night vision sights on the front and the back. And it's his ret to go. And it's going to be fun tomorrow night, dog. I get to carry the 44 Magnum around with me a little bit, out hog hunting.
Woo.
Dude, I thought about you. I was watching a video on one of the night hunting places I follow, and a guy had posted this. I mean, this big old boar was laying on the ground, and they rolled up to him on a 4-wheeler or something. And the guy started to get out, and when he did, that joker stood up and started to charge him, and he wound up having to shoot him and took him out. But I mean, he was like 2 feet away from this hog. I'm like, I always come up to him from behind, and touch them. If they even flinch, they're getting shot again. But I just thought it was kind of funny.
Guys, a joke?
I got a joke.
I fat thumbed that comment.
So tonight's joke: twins, 7-year-old boys, were always getting into trouble. Their parents knew that if any mischief was reported in town, the twins were probably involved. Their mother heard that a preacher in town had been successful in disciplining children. So she asked if he could speak to her boys. The preacher agreed, but he asked her to see each one individually. The mother sent one of the boys in the morning with the other boy to see the preacher that afternoon. The preacher, huge guy with a deep booming voice, and sat down next to the boy and asked him sternly, "Do you know where God is, son?" The boy didn't make any response, just sitting there wide-eyed with his mouth hanging open. So the preacher repeated the question in an even sterner tone, "Where is God?" Again, the little boy made no attempt to answer. The preacher raised his voice even more and shook his finger at the little boy's face and bellowed, "Where is God?" The boy screamed, ran directly home, and hid in the closet. When his twin brother found him in the closet, he asked, "What happened?" His brother replied, "We're in big trouble this time. God is missing, and they think we did it."
Twice before.
Yep.
You told this joke twice before. Yes, you have.
No way.
You have told this joke twice before.
I don't even remember telling it. I don't even remember hearing it.
Yeah. Twice
have.
before. It may have been little Johnny or little Bobby or little Timmy or something like that, but you told the same joke twice.
Well, their names were changed for their safety.
Changed for the safety of the children.
Of the kids, yeah. They're older now. Well, maybe we got new listeners that never heard it.
It was still a good joke.
It's still a good one.
It just didn't catch me by surprise this time.
Oh, you have posted twice before. Hey, if anybody's got any jokes out there that are appropriate for this channel, please send them to me.
Yeah, because Doug,
I need some new material.
He needs some new stuff, man. If anybody else has heard this joke before, raise your hand out there in the audience.
Stop.
On this day in history, 1945, the atomic bomb was dropped on the Japanese city of Hiroshima by a U.S. B-29 Superfortress Enola Gay.
Enola Gay.
Just for your old information there, that happened.
I didn't realize that was today.
Yep.
I guess that's why we do this day in history, huh?
Yep.
See, we're education. We're even educational.
On some of the ham nets I check into at night, some of those guys do trivia about what happened this day, what happened this week. I mean, pretty interesting facts. As you get older, you like that kind of stuff.
You do.
Like, well, I didn't realize that had been 60 years ago. I feel a little old. All right, this is tonight's verse and the subject of our show tonight, so we're going to be intertwined, so I'm going to go ahead and pop it up here for you. What we're talking about tonight is how a lot of Bible verses are misquoted by people who don't go to church, don't read the Bible, or heard in movies, or maybe they've heard people say them in a sermon, but they weren't like just there for Christmas and Easter, those kind of people. And so they take them out of context, or they don't understand the meaning behind what was said, or even who was saying it and to whom they were saying it. So it's important that we put verses in the context by which they were delivered and to whom they were delivered to, and what it was talking about. And in the time and the era, was it something that is applicable to them, those people in that time, or is that something applicable to us through all time? So in the verses here, Matthew 7, we're having Jesus is speaking here. I'm going to pop it up here so you guys can see it. Jesus is speaking. We know Jesus is speaking because it's in red. I mean, y'all may not be able to see the red too well because I got it highlighted in green, but it is red. And so red letters we know means Jesus is speaking. And so, judge not that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged, and with the measure you used, it will be measured to you. So let's stop there, because most of the time you hear the first part. You don't judge me because you're not supposed to judge people. It's something of that akin to that kind of statement. You can't be judging me. Well, we're not the judges, and Jesus is saying that we're all of us sheep out here. We don't judge one another because we're no better than the next person, because we're all needy of Jesus, right? If we were able to be higher than the next brother because we were able to be perfect, then you might think that you have the right to judge people, but we don't have the right to judge. The only person who has the right to judge is the one who created us, our creator, right? And Jesus came to be our redeemer so that we might not have to go through that final judgment. But so let's talk about these first two verses there. As fellow believers, we're not supposed to be getting on our other believers. And we're not supposed to be condemning them. We're not supposed to be beating them up. We're not supposed to be trying to make them feel bad. We're supposed to be loving on them and encouraging them to not do that. But we're not supposed to judge them and try to shun them. We're supposed to bring them back into the fold, right? We're supposed to say, hey, I know that you made a mistake, and I've made mistakes, and you have empathy for them, and you have concern for them and compassion for them, and so you want to bring them back into the fold. You can't do that if you're saying you're an idiot, beating them over the head and saying God's going to burn you and all this stuff. You have to understand that we're all in this as believers, the body of the church, right? The brotherhood of all the Christians, the saints, are to encourage and lift one another up. When we fall and stumble and fall into a hole, we don't walk them by and point at them and laugh. We walk over, we help them up out of the hole. We help them get cleaned up, put Band-Aids on their cuts and scrapes, and we help them get back on the path, right? Because I have failed and fell off the path, and people have got me back out of the ditch on numerous occasions. And so if I am not humbled and understanding that we all are tripped up from time to time by things in our life, conditions, relationships, stressors, job problems, and things that cause us to say things or to do things or to act in a rude way, or to even medical conditions can cause us to say things in a way that's harsher than we should. If your blood sugar's off, you might snap somebody's head off. You might say something that will cause people to be hurt feelings. And instead of thinking those people are trying to hurt you, let's assume the best and say they're just having a bad day. We keep on loving them. We forgive them. So the reason that we say this, the reason that Jesus tells us this, he goes on here in verse 3, he says, why you see the speck that's in your brother's eye, do you not notice that the log that's in your own eye? So a speck, we'll be thinking in someone else's eye, but a log, right? A big piece of wood is in your own eye. How can you say to your brother, let me take that speck out of your eye, if there's a log in your own eye? It says, you hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. So we have to remember that, we don't want to be a hypocrite. We don't want to be saying, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should follow my lead. And listen, I've been a hypocrite. There's times when I say, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And I'll do the same stupid thing, make a mistake and fall into the same pit. And I'm sitting there saying, we shouldn't be doing this. We all fall. We all fail. We all have to get back up, and we have to keep doing it over and over again. That's one thing that as I get older, I find that I'll mess up and I'll mess up and I'll mess up. And the sooner that I'll accept that I've messed up and get back up and keep going back the right direction, the more effective I can be, the less I'm doing mind games, the less I'm trying to figure out how, did they see me fall in that hole? Did they see me fall and stumble? Did they see me walk off the path into the weeds and get lost? Quit worrying about that. We all do it. We all mess up. We all make mistakes. We're trying to be better all the time. We endeavor to be better all the time. We're trying to be more holy all the time. But you don't do that by pretending to be holy. You have to work it out, right? You have to say, hey, I messed up. You have to be humble. You have to be saying, look, I messed up, and you're going to mess up, and so get your brothers and your and your sisters that fall into these traps and pits and help them back up and get them back on the path and encourage them. Because if you discourage them, they're going to leave the church, right? They're going to leave the fellowship. They're not going to want to be friends with you. And then they'll get lost and they'll be out on their own in the wilderness and be devoured by the wolves, right? So help your brothers and sisters, especially those who are new believers, because their faith is very little, because they haven't had the experience that someone who's been saved longer, to understand that you're not going to be perfect just because you got saved. In fact, there's going to be more things thrown in your way to try to mess you up and to try to discourage you and try to take away your joy and to steal your joy and steal your love for one another. So look out for one another. These days we're going into, people, I'm telling you, you need to be prayed up. You need to be in the scriptures reading. I'm telling you, from what's coming to you, the kind of persecution's coming, your faith needs to be secured. You need to have your faith firmly planted. You don't need to be putting faith in your church by itself. You need to have your faith in Jesus alone, right? Because there will be people in the church that's going to hurt your feelings. They may be believers. They may not be believers. You don't know. You can't judge. But you need to make sure that your faith is secure with Jesus, right? And put your mind to studying the scriptures, because you can avoid the pitfalls. You can avoid the dead end. You can avoid the weeds if you read the scriptures, because the Holy Spirit will interpret those scriptures, and you'll have them in your mind, and you'll have the worldview. You have a biblical worldview. When you see something, you say, hey, that's a trap right there. I'm not going that way. I'm going this way. And you see this and you say, there's a big old pothole right there looking for me. And so when you start getting in the scripture and start having the mind of God, which is what the scriptures are, he's given you his mind. He's given you his intelligence, his wisdom that he is imparting to you through the word. And then you pray up. You get that prayer life, you got that relationship with God, and the Holy Spirit will convict you. When you start veering off the path, the Holy Spirit will say, man, you're doing the wrong thing. Get back on path. And you'll see something on the internet, and you're like, oh, well, I want to click on that. And they're like, no, I don't want to click on that. It's a trap there, But that's the way that's the way we're going. If you've all ever read The Pilgrim's Progress, it's sort of like that is our path, that we are constantly trying to be pushed off the path. We're always trying to take the shortcuts that leads us into the lost lands, right? We're always trying to take an easy way, or trying to take something that looks like it's more appealing than the way that we're supposed to be going. Mm-hmm. So you have to make sure that you are looking out for your brothers and sisters around you. That's what these verses are about. We're all in this same thing together. We're all on the same playing field. Ain't none of us more better than the next one. We're all dependent on Jesus. We don't have anybody that's lower than us. We don't have anybody that's higher than us. We're just at different parts and places along that pathway. Now, as far as those who are claiming to be believers, but they're not, you can find that on further down here in these verses. It talks about that you'll know them by their fruits, right? You'll know them by how they actually act, as whether they're a believer or not. If they treat you with hate, disrespect, they don't show the fruits of Christ. They don't show the fruits of being saved. Then you'll know those people probably aren't saved, and so you want to try to encourage them to know the gospel. But He goes to the next verse here. What we're getting to in verse 6 says, do not give dogs what is holy. Do not throw your pearls before pigs, lest they trample them underfoot and turn to attack you. And this is a confusing verse if you don't understand the relationship of the Jewish people with dogs, which are unclean, or with pigs, which are unclean, those things which they should not touch or have anything to do with. And what it's talking about is don't be wasting your time with people who won't receive the script, won't receive the gospel. You present the gospel. We're seed sowers, right? We're not people who are expected to, God doesn't expect us to stay with that one person and just keep feeding them until they, we convince them to get saved. The gospel is available for them to hear. We just share the gospel. That's all we are called to do. We call it to share the gospel, sowing the seed, right? Some seed falls amongst the fertile ground, some falls up on the rocks, some falls amongst the weeds. We don't have any control over where it lands, but we're just to sow it. But don't waste your time with people. It's saying don't waste your time with people who don't want anything to do with it. If they reject God, they reject Christ as the Messiah, reject Him as the Son of God, move on. Don't waste your time there. You've done your part. You move along. Don't try to judge them. Don't say that they're wrong. Don't get in a fight with them. Don't argue with them. Don't try to debate with them. Give them the gospel. They either receive it and accept it, or convicted by it by the Holy Spirit, not us. We can't convict people. We can't make people feel bad enough to turn to salvation, to accept that gift. All we can do is share with them the good news. The gospel is the good news. And they either accept it or reject it. And we move along and we keep on sowing seeds because there's too many people out there that will. As the old saying, I think it was Zig Ziglar, if y'all are in sales, you just keep on sowing, you just keep on throwing your pitch, you just keep on, doing your thing that creates sales, and the ones that you don't get, don't waste your time on. There's too many people that will buy something than the ones that won't. And so you just keep on going. So he takes that philosophy from the Bible. If you heard Zig's testimony, he talks about, as Jesus said, you just keep sowing and you'll reap the rewards. Okay. And so that's the same thing with us. So that was verses tonight. And that's not the entirety of the theology here in Matthew 7, but it's part of the things that trips a lot of people up. We're called to judge people by their works, as you can see in Scripture, by their actions, things like that. That, if this is something that they continue to do, that they reject Christ, or if they do things that they know is wrong, then you know that they're not believers. That's the only kind of judgment. We can't judge them because we were the same way as they were before. Right. We were saved. And so, of course, if they don't know Jesus and don't know the scriptures, they're going to sin. That's just the nature of man. And they don't even know maybe that they're sinning. They know that some things are wrong. They know that murder is wrong and things like that. But we have to not get wrapped up into trying to hold people that don't know the scriptures accountable. Just pray for them, love on them, and want the best for them. I mean, it is our love for that person that we would share the gospel with them, because if we didn't care about them, we wouldn't even share the gospel with them. Right. If they get mad at you, that's, it's sad, but, you're being obedient to God above man, and you're not, you're going to hurt people's feelings because Jesus is divisive. I mean, accepting Christ is a stumbling stone. Right. It's not something that's easy. It's going to either they're going to accept it or they're going to reject it and stumble and have a problem with you because it's changing their worldview. Right. All right. So that was Matthew 7 verses 1 through 6. And let me get this out of the way here. Doug, anything you want to jump in here and share with or explain?
No, you outstanding job as always.
I don't know about that. I stumbled through it. We got through it. Meat potatoes, he says.
That's it.
Ron, you got 2 demerits for being late. You have to stay over after class. I was cutting trees. That's no excuse.
Hey, it's a Friday night. It was still light outside.
Exactly.
I understand.
We're aggravating you.
Hey, also our friends from Gun Depot USA down in Lynn Haven, Florida, are on tonight with us too. So
All right.
glad,
Yeah, I saw them on there earlier.
yeah, glad to have them on.
Yeah, you gotta be sorry, Ron. I tell you. Glad to have y'all out there. We appreciate it.
We need to get Blake on the show one night with us. From there. He's got a good testimony to talk. He likes the same things we do, God and guns.
Good deal. And does he like Krispy Kreme?
I don't know. He's never offered me one when we was in the store.
Krispy Kreme brisket. You know, just gotta keep things in order.
Brisket especially. Oh yeah.
All right. So where we at? We want to thank Primary Arms again. You guys check them out at frn.deals/ did I get that right? frn.deals/FRN. Yeah. Patches and stickers. We got some patches and stickers left. Subscribestar, if you guys are willing to send us some love, you can do that by Subscribestar. Patreon kicked us out of there. They said they don't want no God or guns. And so we went over to Subscribestar at the request of some of our listeners. We appreciate those guys that are have been donating monthly. Some of those got one-time deals, but some of those are monthly contributors. If you want to know more about Subscribestar, you go subscribestar.com/God-and-guns. And then we got a couple more, and then we got the Armed Citizen of the Week.
That's right. Hey, PowerTac lights. I'm going hog hunting tomorrow night. I got the PowerTac charged up in the truck, ready to go now. So if you're looking for a weapons light, headlamp for hunting, or just need a flashlight in your pocket for everyday carry, go check our buddies out at PowerTac.com. If you find something you like, which I'm sure you will, use our promo code God and Guns, and they'll give you 40% off on it, and it's a lifetime warranty on it. So go check them out, PowerTac.com. Also, hey, our buddies down at Crossbreed Holsters. Hey, there's one. There's one. I know Troy's got like a box full sitting there.
Yeah, I think I just took them and put them back over there in the box the other day because they was in the way. And I got a Crossbreed Super Tuck on right now.
Yep. It doesn't matter pretty much what kind of gun you're carrying. Crossbreed makes a holster for you. I got that Humongoloid 44 Magnum with a chest rig that I wear from Crossbreed. Love it. It works great. So whatever you're carrying, however you like to carry, Crossbreed makes a holster for you. So go check our buddies out at crossbreedholsters.com. Carry the cross. Also, hey, use the promo code G&G over there and you get 10% off for listening to us also. So go check them out. Drop them a line and tell them you heard about them through us. I'm sure you've heard about them before, but tell them we told you to come see what they got.
Good deal. Hey, just a quick thing before Armed Citizen. Got a whole bunch of this swag here. Let's see where I lost my screen. Here it goes. I've got USCCA hat.
Nice.
I got a couple of those. I got an American Tactical red hat. I got a Taurus GX4 hat. I have not worn any of these hats. I got a Primary Arms Optics hat, gray with a white back trucker hat. Got Tippin Arms gray hat, and I've got Optics Planet blue white stitched hat. All these are pretty nice hats. We're going to do a giveaway, so any of you guys that would like to have a hat, go ahead and make sure you share this video as many places as you can. Make sure you tag us in your shares and stuff like that so that we'll know where you shared us at. And whoever has the most likes on their shares, we will pick one of those guys and send you a hat and some other stuff, some stickers and some other things like that. So we're going to do this over the next couple of weeks, but share it far and wide. We'd appreciate it. All right, Armed Citizen of the Week.
Yeah, man. Hey, before we get on the Armed Citizen, I just want to say, when you're talking about sharing and stuff, hey, if you guys follow us and you don't see anything posted, in your feeds and stuff from us or from Troy or from myself for a couple days, it's not that we're not posting. Facebook is shadow banning us like crazy.
Yep.
I posted an article the other day, and it was up for 5 days. I had 0 likes, 0 shares, 0 anything. They weren't letting anybody see it. The only way you can see it is if you actually go to our pages or our site for God and Guns. That's how you will see it. They are blocking stuff, and we tell the truth. And we post stuff that is the truth, and we post articles from credible sources. I posted one from CDC the other day. Not saying that that's necessarily credible, but that's who they're using. That's who they're using for information. I posted one of their own articles that they had done, and I got shadow banned on it, and nobody could see it. So if you don't see anything from us, please go and actually just just search real quick, find Troy's site, find my site, and find God and Gun site, and click on it. The only way to break that algorithm that we have found is if you get a few people liking and commenting on it, it will eventually break it and people can see it.
Yeah, so, the more comments you guys put, the more it breaks it free. Now, they'll probably change the algorithm again, but for now, that's the way we have to do it.
Yeah, we could post an article on God and Guns, and it would show us how many people it had reached, and it would be sometimes 3,000-4,000 people that it reached that saw it. And now, if we post anything now, we might be lucky if we reach 30 people, maybe 50. So, like I said, just because you don't see us out there, don't mean we're not posting stuff. Because I've been wearing them out lately on mine. That's why I stay banned most of the time. But hey, I'm gonna keep telling the truth and posting things that are truthful. So anyway, just wanted to get that out there. So anyway, this week, Armed Citizen comes to us from the great state of Texas. Steve, this is for you, buddy. A would-be armed robber received a rude awakening from a prepared resident when he broke into a San Antonio, Texas home on the night of July 28, 2021. It happened around 11 p.m. that Wednesday night when a 17-year-old robber broke into the home. The trespassing teen was armed with both a rifle and a handgun. At some point while inside the home, the robber came across one of the 4 residents who was inside, except they were not defenseless. The resident also had a firearm and opened fire on the intruder. The young robber returned fire as well, resulting in a shootout between the two. During the exchange, the resident managed to land a hit on the robber, which encouraged him to make a hasty escape. The stricken burglar jumped into his car after fleeing the resident and managed to drive himself to a local hospital in critical condition. The young crook survived and is charged with burglary, while the resident who acted in self-defense will not face any charges. And that comes to us from news4sanantonio.com in San Antonio, Texas.
Good deal. Yeah, we had a question about Rumble.
Good guy with a gun.
Yep. Always what it takes. We do upload to Rumble. Sometimes they take them, sometimes they don't. I don't know what the deal is. I'll spend 30 minutes uploading a video. Sometimes it posts up, sometimes it doesn't. So I give it one shot. If it don't go, I don't spend hours on end trying to upload. I don't know if I'm not holding my mouth right, or if the stars are not aligned, or if whatever. But we'll see.
Facebook's got an algorithm on your phone that's blocking Rumble for you.
I mean, I do it for my computer too, so I don't know. I pull the video out of StreamYard and then I upload it from there. So I don't know. I'm just getting too old for this stuff. I need somebody that knows what they're doing. Doing it. All right. So what was we talking about? Oh, yeah, some swag. We'll send out. I'll let you pick your choice of hat, and then I'll grab a bunch of different patches and some other things that we've gathered over these last few trips to these different events. And some companies just send me stuff in the mail, so I throw it in a box to ship out with the orders, and then. Yep. And so as we get things in from people, whenever people place an order, I throw in some extra swag with every order, depending on the size of the order, pretty much. So, all right. Anything else, Doug, that you got going on?
That's That's it for me.
It's gonna be a short night. Looks like tonight. I've got about 4 different offers out there. Some people to come on and trying to work with their schedules. A lot of people still out for vacations for summer and stuff. So school goes back in session. People come back home for their
Right.
summer trips. We'll probably be having some more guests on. We appreciate you guys out there in the audience and cheering us on and making fun of us and telling us we're weird. That
Laughing
kind of
with
stuff.
us.
Laughing
Having a
with
good
us,
time.
laughing at us, laughing at Doug. You know, it's
Hey, whatever it takes, brother.
we appreciate you guys a lot. It
We
means a
do.
lot because it takes some time to put this together. It takes some time to set aside and away from our families and stuff. And we appreciate when we get responses back from you guys. And thanks a lot for that. There's a whole lot of you guys out there. I mean, probably 97% more people in the podcast world than there are in the online, the live video things. But we appreciate everybody that gives us some feedback, give us some response. You know, we head in the right direction. We're doing something wrong. Have we offended you in some way? You know, just comment. Let us know. I mean, we don't know unless you guys tell us. And if for something we're not clear on, make sure you let us know. We're going to wrap it up for the night. Birthing pains to a new company.
New platform, I think is what you're talking about Rumble.
Oh yeah. I've been trying over on Wimkin and MeWe, and I put it over on LinkedIn as well. And I'm trying to put everywhere I can, but I think they all work together to silence the lambs, right? All right, wrapping it up. Send your feedback to Troy at GuideAndGunsPodcast.com or
Doug at GuideAndGunsPodcast.com.
Please tell your friends about us. Leave us an iTunes review and like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/Guide and Guns Podcast. Subscribe and follow us on YouTube. And let's see, Instagram. We're over on Instagram, and I posted a bunch of satellite stuff over there this week. Webkin, we got a personal page and a Guide and Guns page, and as we said earlier, Rumble. We are on Rumble. Some videos go up, some videos don't. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Probably just don't practice enough. Search for us on MeWe. MeWe still seems to be growing and alive over there and well. And then
it is.
Our website is Guide and Guns Podcast. Can't speak. GuideandGunsPodcast.com. And until next time, have a blessed week.
Hey, keep your guns close, but keep your Bibles closer. You guys have a good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining in again. And we will talk to you all soon if I can find my video. They have changed the format here.